Welcome back to the Nerd Cave for this week's episode of Save Toys. I'm your lovable host, Travis, and today's episode is so big that it took 3 members of Save Toys Premium to make it happen. And a special thank you goes out to Save Toys Premium members Deborah Brown, Pastor Kevin Grissom, and Cam Humbers. Thank you guys so much for your contribution. Now, a couple weeks ago, we took a look at the Mondo Skeletor, and it was a great review. I loved that figure so much. But what's Skeletor without He-Man? So today, we answer that question by taking a look at the exclusive Mondo He-Man. So we're going to hurry on over to the review booth and open this figure and look at it. And there's a special surprise that I want to show you guys that I'm super excited about. I'll talk about it when I reveal it. But raise your power swords to the sky and go from Prince Adam to full-on He-Man in 3 seconds. 3, 2, 1. It's Save Toys time. Just like Santa Claus on December 25th, another episode of Save Toys come and gone. We're here in the review booth to take a look at my Mondo Exclusive He-Man. And like we did with the Skeletor, the first thing we're going to take a look at is this awesome box. I need not say it again, but I will. You know, I feel like that boxes are an extension to the action figure. I mean, what good is it to have a great action figure, throw it in a crummy box or a blister card, and then try to sell it? It just takes away from the magic. Now, that's one thing Mondo has not done here. They have given us our money's worth almost in the box alone. I mean, it's just fantastic artwork. As you can tell, you've got a great picture of Castle Grayskull. Remember the Skeletor, it had Snake Mountain. Now, the sides, there you go. And they're just bricks, and the back's the bricks. And you say, Travis, maybe that's messing up some of the boxing that you told me about, that fantastic artwork. Well, no, it gives you like a surrounding circumference of Castle Grayskull, so it adds that feel. But I'm not done there yet. Let's take off the slip cover. Kind of set that out of frame there. First off, we have this. Let's get around where I can see it too, so I can talk about it. We have this great gold picture of He-Man. And one thing we're going to see with the figure, as we did with the Skeletor, Mondo has more of a realistic interpretation. So this is a great picture of He-Man. It's not real cartoony, though I love the Filmation He-Man. That's actually my favorite version of He-Man. But they did a really good job with the artwork, the gold trim, and you can see the exclusive sticker there. Let's see if I can get that in frame. Yeah, the exclusive sticker there. Now, on the back, we've got a color picture, very nice again. As with the Skeletor, you got magnetic sides here, and there's the prize within. So, we're gonna crack this box open and look at the figure. All right, so here is the Mondo 1/6 He-Man. Now, before we go any further, let's address the monkey in the room. A lot of people are a little bit weary about this head sculpt. I love it because you got to see it for what it is. This is a more serious, realistic interpretation of He-Man. And as much as the Filmation version of He-Man is my favorite, if you're going to take that and put it towards a real looking figure, there's going to naturally be some differences. It's the same thing as taking any of us in the real world and then wanting to do a cartoon version of ourselves. It's going to have a varied degree of look from one to the other. So of course you're going to see that with He-Man. I don't apologize for that. I love this. This is the way He-Man would look if you were to do in a live action movie. I know the Dolph Lundgren version, but I'm talking about like a newer one. I'd want him to look like this. But before we go any further and we look at the accessories, I'm going to pull one out of the box ahead of things, and that is the Filmation He-Man head sculpt. Now, when you put it on this character, then there's another problem that kind of presents itself. This looks like a cartoon. The rest of the body looks more realistic. So this really is a situation where you can't have your cake and eat it too. But I feel like I'm having the full dessert no matter what. I'm still loving this. I love the man's ear, as it's called, just been called various names, in the color and the cross right there. Quickly again, his hair, the two-tone in there really makes it look good. The gauntlets, and they have a real strong leather look. Now I'm gonna try to get that in frame right there. There we go. the belt here, and he does have his trunks on under this leather piece right here, but I like this. Again, we're going for a realistic look with the Mondo figure, so I'm glad Mondo did it this way. It adds to that look. Muscular legs, fur on the boots, and then this is plastic, but the wrapping looks so real. Now, as far as articulation goes, we really don't need to do a whole lot with this because it's the exact same as the Skeletor. Again, I will point out that you can take him down from the waist and take off this leather outer loincloth, and then I guess you can see it here, he's got the trunks on under it. And if you like that version of He-Man, especially with the Filmation head, that might be a good way to kind of tie that together and make it look more Filmation. But overall, this is a realistic looking He-Man, and like the Skeletor, they have flooded us with accessories, and I'm super excited about going over these. And when I was in the Nerd Cave, I spoke of a surprise one. I haven't forgot. I can't wait to show you guys that. But we're going to start off with his swords. Like Skeletor, he has his own power sword. And on the butt of the handle there, let's see if I can get that. Let's get that in frame there. Is that pretty good? There you go. All right, well, that's a skull. And the sword, they did a fantastic job of making this lifelike. It is very lightweight, but it's beautiful. It's got the leather wrapping around the handle like the Skeletor's. One thing I want to point out about the power sword is this beautiful sheath. Now, I talked about the Skeletor. The bottom of that one, I believe it had, I think it was a skull or snake. It was a snake. This one is obviously Battle Cat at the bottom of the sheath. And I'm a huge Panther fan, so the only criticism I'd give for the Skeletor one is the bottom of the sheath. I wish it had like a picture of Panther. That would have been really cool. Now, He-Man's got another sword. What barbarian would rely just on one sword, even if it is the power sword? His battle axe, reminiscent of the first He-Man when it came out years ago in the 80s. His shield. Now, here's the shield. It's got the one piece of leather right there. It's plastic, but it looks like leather. Really great detail on all these. What you do is you would put the handle in right here first, put a hand in, and then here's the piece that wraps around his arm to kind of hold it steady, and it kind of plugs into the back of the shield. That's the best way to put it on instead of trying to work it any other way. That's probably actually the only way to put it on, because you really won't be able to slide his hand through this more than likely. I haven't tried it out myself just yet, but I'm just saying that. Of course, extra hands. And I did have a little something to say with the extra hands for Skeletor. That they seemed a little unnecessary, but that I'll never be upset with extra things given to a figure. The He-Man ones, to me, are a lot more practical. They have this joint on them still, just like the Skeletor. Let's see, mine's real tight, yeah. Goes up and down, a little ball joint there. But these are a lot more useful because He-Man, not only is he a barbarian property, but he was also a science fiction one, and he comes with guns. Got this one, this rifle right here, and this blaster. And when I'd seen some things on these particular weapons earlier on, let me get that up again one more time, I thought they were just going to be plain black. I wasn't looking at the video very well, and I was a little disappointed. Then I got the figure and saw, wow, you've got grays, you've got blacks, you've got the black handle, and the weapons were really more detailed than I thought they would be. So that's beautiful. Now we're going to take a look at that bonus that I've been so excited about. There is the Mondo He-Man version, and my Skeletor was just the regular version, but I really wanted to get this one as the exclusive because of this. The Alcala Skeletor faceplate. I wanted this faceplate. The green looks beautiful, and I'm so excited about this. It has the little red dot eyes. Let's get that back up there right quick. Can you see that pretty good? There we go. There we go. And I was super excited about this because I think it's going to look great on my Skeletor. I haven't got them displayed in the Nerd Cave. I'm going to keep them in the boxes for right now, but when I do, this is probably going to be the faceplate that I use. One more thing. Remember on the Skeletors, they gave us the bonus figure? Well, they didn't disappoint when it came to He-Man. They gave us the Burby figure. So let's get that in frame right there. And that is beautiful. Very fun. Permit me to say the word whimsical. for this straight-laced, serious-looking He-Man figure. I think it really balances it out. And 1 degree of articulation. This propeller, it spins. And that's amazing. Now, there's nothing else articulated on it, but hey, it does count. So we're gonna stick him back over here off to the side of He-Man. And that's the review of my Mondo Exclusive He-Man. I hope you enjoyed it, and I'll meet you back at the Nerd Cave and we'll wrap this review up. Tell me the truth. You loved going full He-Man. We all do. And with that, that's this week's episode of Save Toys. Once again, I'm your host, Travis, saying thank you to everybody that makes the Save Toys channel possible. Like and subscribe to this channel. It does help the channel grow, and we really appreciate comments. Please leave them below, and I'll try to get back to each and every one of you guys. That's important to me, to communicate back. And this is episode 53, so last week was the final episode of the first year of Save Toys. I know a couple weeks ago we celebrated our birthday. It was a little bit of lag from some weeks we had off and all, but I'm really excited to see what awaits us this second year, and so thankful for you guys going along on the journey with us. So until next time, if you like it, collect it.